What's going on, guys? This is Indie Pride back with some more 2v2 action on Shogun 2. And today I am playing with a couple of good friends of mine. We've got Braver Pleinair over on my right, on my side, BossTycoOoN right across from me, and the one, the only, the legend, AdmiralPrice over here across from Braver. And he has just returned from a long 6-month absence from Total War, and we are very glad to have him back. So this was a friendly 2v2. Me and Braver are on the same team, and I'll just go over the army setups real quick. I've got a Matchlock Warrior Monk up front, Matchlock Samurai, both have 125 range. I've got a Sword Core, some Katanas, no Dachis, pretty standard for me. And over on the left, I got a Fire Cav, Yari Cav, and two Naginata Warrior Monk Cav. So let's go over look at Braver's. He's got a he brings a lot of different kinds of armies, but this is a kiting army, and I would say that more than anything else, he's a kiter. So he's got 3 matchlocks, and I don't mean that in a bad way at all. I mean, he's really, really good at skirmishing, which is a good thing. He's got 3 matchlocks, Matchlock Samurai, another Matchlock Samurai, and a Matchlock Warrior Monk. He has not a lot of infantry, but what infantry he does have is really good. He's got 2 Naginata Warrior Monks with 16 attack, 22 defense, and he has a lot of cav, some light cav, some mounted Naginata, his melee gen, and some Yari cav. And then let's look at AdmiralPrice's setup. Right now they're hidden, some of his hidden, but he has a Waka Raider, some Nodachis and Katanas, like a similar sword core to what I'm bringing, some Matchlocks, and 2 29 Great Guard, 29 attack Great Guard. And then looking at Boss, he's got some Katana Samurai, and I'm going to be talking about those Katana Samurai in a later video, but these are upgraded differently than the normal katanas that you'll see. They do have some points in attack, but they also have melee defense and armor upgrades. And we've done some testing, and actually Katana Samurai with melee upgrades and defense sometimes outperform attack-only upgrade katanas by a lot. So we'll show a video of that testing later on, but those are some really powerful units, those katanas. And then he has 2 or 3 matchlocks, a Matchlock Warrior Monk, and some good cav, and a melee general. So let's jump right in and press play. And we're going to focus on Braver's side from the start, because I'm going to push forward up on Boss, but quickly realize that I don't want to get into an engagement with him because he outranges me, and so I keep kiting back. And that's one reason that I like when key buildings are turned off, and why I like friendly battles sometimes, is because there's more room to try out different tactics and kiting, and you don't have to worry about them getting arbitrary huge bonuses for their entire army. And I just think it makes it more interesting. It's not like the football style where you just rush straight at somebody and you don't have to worry about them getting the dojos. But right now, Braver is pushing forward with his cavalry. He's got a Yari Cav going after some of AdmiralPrice's mounted samurai. AP uses those just to harass people. Mounted samurai are actually really good. They're like light cav, but with bows. But Braver's Yari Cav just took out half that unit in one charge, and he's sending. Now we're going to go into a cav fight over on the right side. Braver made a mistake there. He let AdmiralPrice's light cav charge into that. And like I said in the last battle that Braver was in, he's really aggressive with his cavalry, and that's usually a really good thing, but it can get him into a sticky situation sometimes, and I have seen him lose his cavalry at times that he shouldn't have before, but I mean, that happens to everybody. So right now he's pulling out. He realizes that AdmiralPrice's Rosemary Romantics, it's a great name for a Great Guard, the 29 attack are coming over, and so he's going to pull back. He doesn't want to get into a cav fight with those right now, and he's reinforcing with the rest of his army. He's got his Naginata Warrior Monks and his Matchlocks moving up. And I'm still kiting back, and I won't engage Boss for a while. I mean, I might get a couple shots here and there, but for the most part, we don't really engage. But Braver's got this massive cavalry horde, and he's trying to chase off the Great Guard. And it's just a cat and mouse game right now. He's going to keep engaging with his cavalry and then pull out when he realizes that he might take more losses than he would like. And yeah, just a cat and mouse game right now. He's reinforcing with the Naginata Warrior Monks, which is great if you can reinforce your cavalry with spears or Naginatas that can help you turn a cavalry fight. But I mean, it's right now it's mostly light cav versus Admiral Price's great guard, and that's not going to go that well for him. And right here, he's taking some shots with his Matchlock Samurai in the middle, and BossTycoOoN is going to send his Katana Cavalry right up the center and try to take out that Matchlock unit. And he's going to do some damage to it, but he's sending it right into a Yari Ashigaru, and somehow charging right into that Yari Ashigaru, he only loses 10 men and is able to pull out while still taking out like 30 of Braver's Matchlocks, which I thought was pretty crazy, but excuse me. And then Braver's Cav is massing on the right side with the melee general to support, and he's going to look for some more holes to exploit there. Boss has a little microlapse here. He has a Naginata Warrior Monk Cavalry get caught by this Warrior Monk, but he's going to pull out as soon as he sees that. And Admiral Price is now moving his lines behind BossTycoOoN to reinforce there. And Braver is basically just going to get up on the side and just harass the flank as much as he possibly can with his cavalry and his really good Naginata Warrior Monk units. So there's a lot of cavalry fighting going on right now. It's pretty hectic at the moment. But Braver's still moving up, and he's going to start hitting that flank. But Admiral Price takes this opportunity to move forward on the boss's left. And he's going to send 3 of his sword units at me. And that is going to be probably his biggest mistake of the match. And you'll see what I mean in a couple minutes here. But I am just getting shots out with some matchlocks, and boss is trying to surround me. So I'm just going to keep pulling back. And keeping my cav on standby so that I can use it to block any charges if he decides to send his cavalry at me. But at the moment, I'm in the tree grove, so my matchlocks will do better than bosses, just because they have the benefit of cover. And Braver is still pushing on the left flank of Admiral Price and Boss, and he's not going to be able to win that melee fight. Like I said, he didn't bring a lot of infantry, but he has a lot of matchlocks and he can kite and shoot them to death. So he basically engages and then pulls back when he realizes that it's not favorable anymore. But right now, Admiral Price has sent forward a Katana Samurai, a Wako Raider, and a Nodachi, and backed up by some attendants. And this is going to be an issue for him because he does not have spears to back those up, and they're kind of isolated at the moment. Braver's kind of keeping their focus on the rear because he has his cavalry behind their lines. But these 3 sword units are going to have to fight my entire line unsupported, and they will not do well in melee against my swords when they're completely surrounded like that. And let's get a zoom down here because my Nodachi and Katanas are about to get a charge off. And he's going to lose a lot of men in this engagement and not get his money's worth out of these units at all because they're just unsupported and completely surrounded. So when I see this, I realize that I should probably flank my cavalry around. So my fire cav and my Yari cav are coming around, and they're going to charge this Katana Samurai that's over by itself. And let's zoom down for that because that's going to be an epic charge, and it's going to kill a ton of guys right off the charge. Fire cav have a great charge. Let's see. Yeah, they're already in red morale. They lost 30 men off the charge, and then that unit's going to waver really quickly. And his swords in the middle of my lines are breaking. I'm trying to get some flanking fire with my Matchlock Samurai as well. And they're just completely surrounded. And those swords are going to disappear as soon as the Rally and Inspire are gone. I still have my cavalry flanking around. And I'm going to chase off what swords he has remaining in the center of my lines and his general. But unfortunately, Braver doesn't have much left. He has a Warrior Monk and some cavalry left, but that's about it. So yeah, as you can see, my cavalry just chased off Admiral Price's general, and I'm going to clean up the rest of those swords. Yeah, like this Katana Samurai costs 1140, I believe, and they only had 60 kills, so he definitely didn't get his money's worth out of that. And we're just going to reposition here now. Braver doesn't have much of anything left. He has a Warrior Monk engaged with a Nodachi, and I'm going to send my cavalry to support and take out that Nodachi unit. But the benefit we have here is that Admiral Price lost a lot of his melee units engaging with me, while Braver lost a lot of his melee units engaging with Boss. So, I mean, we're pretty even right now. The balance bar is still even. And as you can see, I just took a massive charge on that Nodachi from behind and rout that unit. I realize I cannot win a cavalry fight though, so I'm gonna pull out as soon as I possibly can, and I'm gonna get a charge on Boss's Yari Cav. It was a really good charge, killed about 20 men there, and quickly pull out. And I'll take some losses as I pull out with my cavalry, but definitely would be better to pull out than lose all my cavalry and sustain melee. And AdmiralPrice does still have some units left with those Great Guard. Those 29 attack Great Guard are really powerful, and they're pretty dangerous units. Boss sent a Yari Cav into my cavalry unsupported. I'm not sure if that was a good idea, but I think he might have been microing elsewhere. And so I'm going to finish that unit off as well, and we are going to all reposition for the final engagement here. It's pretty close. Let's take a look at what I have left. I have a lot of my swords left and 2 full matchlocks and some Yari Ashigaru, and I still have my cavalry force. But unfortunately, Braver only has a Yari Ashigaru and a matchlock samurai and the remnants of a Naginata warrior monk with a bonsai. And looking at AdmiralPrice, he has some cavalry, a melee general, and his matchlock warrior monk, Sulfurious Saints. It's a cute little name, AP. And then Boss still has a matchlock detingent on my left and a matchlock warrior monk in the center. So we're just going to reposition here and get ready for this final engagement. I'm not going to tell you who wins this game, but it is extremely close. So definitely watch till the end, because this game, the end is pretty crazy. Braver's moving up now with his matchlock samurai, going to try to get some skirmishing off, and I'm going to move up my matchlocks as well. Boss's matchlock warrior monks outrange my samurai, but we have 2 matchlocks over on that flank, so we're just going to do as much skirmishing as we possibly can. And I'm now moving my cavalry over to their left flank, and I'm going to try to find any weaknesses I can. What I really want to take out is AdmiralPrice's matchlock warrior monk. That's an expensive unit, and if I can take that out, that would really help us out. But the remnants of AdmiralPrice's Great Guard are going to come at me, and they're going to be supported by some katana samurais, and I'm gonna take a cav fight here because I want to get his cavalry off the field. And I'm not sure this was the best idea. I think it might have been better to save my cavalry for hammer and anvils, but I do some damage here. Yeah, his Great Guard and AdmiralPrice's melee general are now moving into melee, and I'm gonna take out all that I can. As soon as I notice though that his Sulfurious Saints are about to get some shots off, I'm gonna try to pull out of there. But it's at this point that I realize that they've devoted a lot of guys to the cavalry fight over here. So I'm going to start moving my main line up as well, and we're going to try to get into infantry. Now, I definitely have the infantry advantage, so what they're going to try to do is kite me when they can. They're going to get their katanas into melee, but keep their matchlocks on the flanks and just try to get as many shots off as they can. So it's going to be up to me to try to take out their infantry, and so I can focus on their matchlocks, because those matchlocks will be really dangerous. So here we go into melee, getting some charges off on this katana samurai, and I have a Yari Ashigaru and Spear Wall moving up. They kind of look awkward right now. I'm not really sure what I was doing with that. It's a long, thin Spear Wall, but and I'm still getting some shots off with my matchlock warrior monks on my left flank. And Boss sends a Naginata attendant into my matchlock samurai, so I'm going to pull that out real quick and try to tie down all his melee units, because I do have the infantry advantage. So this is getting really close now, and it could go either way at this point. I have a Yari Ashigaru and Spear Wall on the left, and they are fighting some warrior monks and some Naginata attendants, and my cavalry on the right is trying to take out AdmiralPrice's matchlock, but unfortunately Boss's general comes in and takes out the rest of my warrior monk unit. They got a rear charge off, and so they did a lot of damage with that. But I have a few remnants of cavalry left, and I am winning the melee engagement. But unfortunately, I had a microlapse, and his Naginata warrior monks on my left managed to rout my matchlock warrior monk. but I'm still getting shots off with my Matchlock Samurai. And now I have pretty much only melee. I have a little bit of my Matchlock Samurai left, but that's it. And Boss has almost all Matchlock units left. And so he's going to try to just shoot, retreat, and whittle down what I have. And they do have the range advantage for sure. They have 3 Matchlocks left, kind of spread out over the battlefield at the moment. And so I realize I'm pretty out of position right now, and I need to just get all my guys together. So I'm going to book it to the trees and try to get cover from the Matchlocks. And actually, let's take a zoom down at my Broshin Katana Samurai, because they are going to try to make a suicidal last charge into these 2 Matchlocks. And we're going to zoom down and see if they can survive this. But in the face of withering Matchlock fire like they're about to receive, it might not be ideal. They're starting to waver now. I can't remember if they actually make it into melee or not. And my general, this is the benefit of having a leader general with melee stats, is that I can use him in melee. Right now, stand and fight is not going to help me at all, because my troops are so spread out. So I can use him, he has 22 attack, I can use him like a melee general and get into all these Matchlocks that have been harassing my lines. And for some reason I get into melee here and I'm not able to stop this Matchlock Ashigaru. I'm not able to shatter them, I just break them, so they will come back, and that ends up hurting me a little bit, as you'll see a little bit later. But I'm going to pull back because I see Naginata attendants coming and I don't want to get into melee with those. So I'm going to go try to tie down this Naginata Warrior Monk. 16 attack, 20 defense. That's a dangerous unit, and I want to kill that as soon as possible. And the aggravating thing, Boss's units do this all the time, and I don't know why. They will start wavering. Like, they only have 45 men left in the unit, and then they'll get into melee, and I have it completely surrounded, and it will not break, and then for some reason it just stops wavering. Like, I don't even know why. Like, they only have 37 men now. But, regardless, they're in melee with a Nodachi with 21 attack. They're going to rout really soon, and I'm getting shots off with my Matchlock Samurai. But I need to retreat them because Boss and AdmiralPrice both have their Matchlocks moving up. And so, I mean, there's almost no units left on this battlefield. I have a depleted Yari Ashigaru, a depleted Nodachi, and a Matchlock Samurai, and my general. And their lines only have a couple Naginata attendants and 3 Matchlock units. But those Matchlock units are deadly. And so, if they get some lucky shot off on my general or something, I can easily lose this battle. So I'm going to have to meat shield properly and get some good shots off with my remaining Matchlocks to win this, and use my general as a melee general. So I'm running my Yari Ashigaru forward, they're wavering, and they're going to take 2 volleys from Matchlock units, and there's no way they're going to survive that. And they just shattered, so they're gone now. So I only have a Nodachi and another Yari Ashigaru that's just started to waver. And now I have to quickly get back out of stand and fight. I'm not actually sure why I was in stand and fight, but I have to quickly get back on horseback and use my general in melee. My Yari Ashigaru just stopped running for some reason, even though I had an attack order clicked. And so they're starting to waver, and they're going to rout pretty soon. And this is starting to look really, really bad for us. But I still have my Nodachi and I still have my general, and those are the 2 most important units left on the field. So I'm going to run my general straight into AdmiralPrice's Matchlock unit. Maybe not the best idea, but it ends up working out pretty well for me because they don't get a shot off. And I break them. I just killed that unit off. And now the balance bar is tilting in my favor, and they're all starting to waver. And I just got my Nodachi into Boss's Matchlock Ashigaru. That's going to rout shortly. And then the 1 unit they have left, the Matchlock Warrior Monk for Boss, the 1 dangerous unit I should say, is about to get a volley off, but can my general make it? And he does. He gets into melee and is going to be able to cut this Matchlock Warrior Monk down. Let's get some close-ups of that, because I think a couple beheadings always is a nice ending to a battle. But I just, with the few remaining units I had, I was able to pull that battle out, and it was definitely my melee general with 90 kills, or my leadership general with 90 kills, that won me that. The Nodachi was obviously really important as well, but it was a really close battle. I'm going to say good game to Braver and Boss and AdmiralPrice. It was a really fun game, and I really enjoyed that. So we're going to take a look at the stat screen, and I will see you in a few minutes. Alright, so here we are in the stat screen. As you can see, we all pretty much deployed a similar amount of troops. A lot of Braver's units were cavalry though. So he did go. I would say he had a quantity side core, but he had two really good infantry units with those two warrior monks. Um, I had a lot of kills. I had 1650. Braver had 900. AP had 1,000, and Boss had 1,500 as well. So let's take a look at the unit statistics real quick. My swords did really well for me, and they were a big turning point in that battle. I mean, as infantry usually are, they're usually the thing that wins you games. Almost 200 kills for one of my Nodachis, and a 3-to-1 kill-death ratio for my other Nodachi there. My cavalry did quite well, 140 kills for Yari Cav and my Fire Cav. And so yeah, that was mine. AP, his Great Guard did great for him, and so did his Warrior Monk matchlocks. They had 200 kills apiece. But after that, what really hurt AP in this game was that his infantry didn't do as much as he probably would have liked. I think he kind of didn't support them as well as he could have, and so he lost his infantry. But I mean, there's no denying that some of these units did a lot for their team. Braver had a 150 kill Naginata Warrior Monk, and his other Warrior Monk had 100 kills. And other than that, his units' kills were pretty evenly spread out. And BossTycoOoN, like I said, those Katana Samurai with the defense and armor upgrades are really powerful. And they got 245 kills for his best one. And as per usual, his Warrior Monk matchlocks had a ton of kills, 220 kills. So that was a really close battle. I had a lot of fun playing with AP, Braver, and Boss. And I will be bringing you more of those kind of replays shortly. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I will talk to you later. See you guys.